Hello, good morning, everybody. SmartHelping.com here, live financial modeling, and it's a Monday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. We're streaming weekdays at 10 a.m. All kinds of different things we're working on. So, as you know, if you've watched Thursday, Friday, we've been working on the product as a service template, and today we'll finish up the final sanity checks here and move on to the next template. This went very smooth, a lot smoother than I thought. We added the inventory logic, so now we have a base template with all the new control tabs or setups, and I can reference this if I want to do a model that's has inventory purchasing that we got to configure. So this is all set for that. What I'm actually going to do, um, well, actually, before I get started, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video. Hope everyone's having a great day. Hope they had a great weekend. Um, Check out smarthelping.com if you want to look into different templates that I offer. This product as a service template we're working on now is part of the SaaS bundle, or you could buy it separately. Um, we've got a bunch of different SaaS templates here for a bundle price. Don't forget to check out all the other templates: joint venture, cash flow waterfalls, real estate specific um, models, accounting tools, industry specific startup models, HR tools, lending models. So all kinds of different things, not just startup models. I've got a lot of startup models, but I also have a lot of like tools for accounting to help with tracking payables and receivables, inventory forecasting, HR department, a lot of cool stuff in Google Sheets there. So um, we're just rolling along. I love building stuff, and I'm trying to just have a really nice set of different models that people can use. As you know, we're working on the three statement integration as well as cap table and general overall facelift of these templates. So we finished the 5-year SaaS, and I'm working as most popular to least. We finished a 5-year SaaS, the equipment rental, traffic conversion SaaS. It's a more granular version of this. Um, Car wash, product as a service is what we're doing now, and the next one we're going to do is a freemium. So we're very excited. Let's get into it. Let me check audio and visual real quick. I still haven't figured out how to get this black thing off the right side of the screen. Let's get in here. Yeah, see this black thing on the right side of the screen is annoying. And if I go test, okay, sound's working. If I go to put it to display or window mode, it shows more. You see a smaller amount of black, but you still see some. But then you can't see the tabs at the bottom. And also you can't see if I switch to a different, like a browser or something else. So I don't know. This is it for now, and at least this is better than the last couple months where you could only see like half of my screen. Now you can see the whole Excel sheet. So at least that's better. So let's go through this real quick. Let me make sure there wasn't any odds and ends I wanted to figure out. We just got to do formatting updates, and we'll do sanity checks first. Yeah, this is all built out and ready to go. It's just a matter of doing checks and updating some of the, we'll clear out all the blank rows. But this is good to go otherwise. So this shouldn't be too difficult. Sanity checks. So annual net income versus monthly. To check that, we just simply go sum of monthly net income minus sum of annual. This is just to make sure we're translating monthly into annual correctly. Oh, actually, we have this here already. I can just go equals this. So that's already there. Balance sheet monthly. So these are just, we're summing up the entire check row of the balance sheet, which is just making sure assets equals liabilities plus owner's equity. The accounting equation that everything is based on for the financial statements. And that's almost its own sanity check, I would say, because everything with the net income and expenses and cash flow all has to match, and the balance sheet basically checks that and gives you insight into different financial accounts. Annual check, annual detail check against monthly. I think we had this one here. If not, we'll just sum it up. Let's go in here and see. Also, let me check. Oh, we got to update executive summary a bit. Okay, that's fine. Distributions look fine. So executive summary will update here in a second. Do this check here. So monthly cumulative cash should equal the annual. And we've got that check in there already. Okay, before I do the last couple checks, we know there's an issue here. Executive summary. So product revenue, no, that's fine. Cost of goods sold should be fine. Our main updates are mainly to other cash flow items. So CapEx is now going to be, go cash flow annual is this number here. Debt service looks good. That's fine. So if we're going to separate these here, we'll put this is outside investors. This is inside. Startup costs looks good. Exit values in there. Loan proceeds. Now this loan payback we don't need because it's in the debt service already. Taxes are in there. So we got a couple other things. We'll do sale of fixed assets. It's this one. Let's see, we got CapEx, debt service, exit value. I think we're pretty good here. Let's add, let's see, this is a plus now. We'll add in this. Now these actually we don't include anymore on this. We just want to know the project cash flows before any equities contributed. And we can track the cash balance on the balance sheet now. So no need to have everything here as far as equity contributions. Now the question is, what's going on here? 62,587. That's fine. So we need to make sure we're matching up with our ending cash flow position minus the initial equity, which is 42,599. Okay, we're off by 20 million. So we're missing something big here. We have this. Taxes are 11. Did we count the taxes twice? Let's see. So 35 should be plus, it's minus. Yep, that'd be the problem. Okay, 40. So this minus, and let's go to our monthly because we know that matches the balance sheet already. Oh, good. Okay, so we captured everything. That's good. Sanity checks are your friend. You need to use them when you have a bunch of different tabs. Let's freeze this as well. And this. Okay, great. Let's go back to finishing this up. So next check is also, is this? Yeah, this is already updated. All right, next check, annual detail against a balance sheet. Now this is where things get tricky, so I'm going to go and pull up the web traffic conversion SaaS model and check on how I did these so I don't have to think too much and waste time. So we were on, so these are fine. Very simple checks. This is a tricky one. There's a couple. So for this one, we're going to index balance sheet annual A11, which is the cash. If the terminal value matches, which is the end date, and we want to make sure, oh, and then minus, first of all, C23 should be the total funding, this number, and then this should be our cash flow on the monthly P&L detail right there. Oh, what's the problem? Oh, this is, how did C16 get into that? Oh, because that's the add back of equity. Hold on. Perfect. All right, next one. Executive summary. So this is what we just updated. Do this real quick. Executive summary. Ending balance here. Oh, is this check already in there? So that's to annual detail. Make sure. Yep, okay. Because you want to make sure all your different details are the same because they're representing the same financial activities, just in different ways. Oh, distributions. Did we update those formulas? Where are we? Cap table. Yes, those are all updated. Perfect. So let's look at that formula. So sold distributions minus, and then this is different. This number, and then minus the equity. Oh, that's big. Hold on. So that's doing distribution C9 to G9. Right? This whole thing. Oh, it's different on this model. I think we're down a row. So it's 10. There we go. And then minus the equity. Okay, last one, and then we'll start testing the timing assumptions, different timing assumptions, and then we're going to be all set on this product as a service model, fully upgraded. Let me make sure N57R59. Cap table N57R. Yep, perfect. All right. So there's all our checks. Now it's time to make sure all the formulas work. We can exit this out. Don't save. 1 second. Let me update this. What's going on, viewer? We're just grinding away. We got about 50 more of these integrations to do in the next 5 months, 6 months. Hopefully I could finish it. So, date assumptions. We want to check first what happens when we're on the end month, and we're looking for all zeros here. So that looks good. Let's check terminal value. No. That looks good. And then remember, you would never put a terminal value of no and not, or I mean, you would never have this as yes and have this as 0. I think that does, yeah, that throws an error here, but that's fine because you would never include a terminal value but not have a multiple. Otherwise, there's no point. You just, the same thing could be done by hitting no here. You would never have this as yes and this as 0. Okay, so that looks good. Let's try if it was a partial month. Good. Put a multiple back in here if we're going to exit. All right, looking good, looking good. Let's try if it was 1 year, full previous year, which is just, and this is mainly to check the balance sheet annual and make sure all the balances are matching. All right, all zeros. Oh my goodness. If we get a full 0 on all these checks, it's the first time that's ever happened, which means we're getting more efficient at doing the integrations. And one of the main updates was adding this selector to include terminal value or not. This yes, no being separate from this date was huge. It made all of this a lot easier. All right, zeros there. Zeros. Now let's try if it was a partial month with earlier than the last year. Matches. All right, we are all checked away. That's the first time that's ever happened, so that's really good. Oh, I'm pumped. We're all set. All right, so product as a service is completed. That's awesome. That's really awesome. So now we're gonna go freemium model. And I might use, let's see, we don't need to use product as a service because we're not doing, oh, no, hold on, we're not done, We got to do formatting updates and hiding. So we'll clear out our unused rows and group these if you want to roll up your financial statements into the key line items. Where's my group? Where is it? Because it's all condensed here. Remove this. All of these. Delete. Now the reference error shows where we got to delete on this. I'm wondering where I meant to find the grouping button. Is probably a smaller little icon now. Okay, group. Where's the group? Remove duplicates, data validation, consult. Wait, is it summarize data from separate ranges? No. Usually the group is over here on the data ribbon. Oh, this is frustrating. See, I've got this new resolution that so you guys can see everything, but now we're condensed up on the top ribbon. Ah, here, it's under outline. That doesn't make any sense. All right, so group, we found the group button. Group, group. Okay, so if we group those up, you can see, you just see the main line items now instead of all the different details. Or you can ungroup. Same thing here. Again, a lot of financial modeling is so much, like half of it's formatting and attention to detail, checking your work and references, making sure everything's accurate. That's half of it. The other half is figuring out logic and the best way to structure things so they don't break easy and they make sense to the Excel users that are using these models. All right, this is good. Make sure we're in the top left on all these. Okay, let's go to the balance sheet. Oh, what? Why is cash got an error? Did we delete a column? I must have deleted a row. This one. I must have deleted a row that was being referenced there in the monthly. Oh, let's go all the way over. Okay, are we good now? Yep, back to good. So group these. Oh, actually, we do. Hold on, undo that. So for the balance sheet, we're actually going to do all the assets in one big group. Liabilities and equity. We can delete this. And that one, and this one. So now look, you can condense this balance sheet up into assets, liabilities, owner's equity, and then your check. Great, perfect. Go to the balance sheet annual. My goal is to get these down into the fastest, most accurate implementation possible. And that's good for a couple reasons. One, it makes my general three-statement model integration template, which you'll find in the description box below, makes that better just in general. And the faster I get things done, the more time I save, and the more I can do other stuff. Now this, I believe we can delete all of these extra rows. Without any worries. Okay. Just about done. Oh, we do have a reference error for the cash dividends because we're not dealing with that. And then we'll check the visuals, make sure those are looking good and not messed up, and we're all set. Okay. Good. Oh, shoot. Ah, dang it. So there must have been a reference error on the cash flow monthly. Yep. So this is an unnecessary reference, obviously. Oh, get our apostrophe back in there. Ah, undo, undo. Okay, we just want to get rid of this reference error. And same here. Okay, so that's back to balancing. Same with the annual. Good. This looks good. We'll have to do all our checks again, but that's okay. All right. Cash position over time. This is got to be updated. Right, we remove that. It's going to be actually this one. So this shows project cash flow. This looks good. Customer acquisition cost. Remember, product as a service has a lot of these SaaS metrics in it because you've got a recurring revenue service. That's why we've got them in there. Months to payback, CAC, LTV to CAC ratio, a lot of advanced stuff too. All right. Now, I just want to make sure these aren't throwing any weird errors from updating the cash flow statements. So that's good. Up and to the left, up. Now we're all cleaned up. And we can go, let's do these checks one more time. Inventory. One good thing about having a lot of different links in tabs and stuff is that you know if your sanity checks are good, then you're good. All right, let's just make sure I didn't mess anything up. Go partial year. Okay. Previous year. Good. Good. And partial year here. Good. And good. All right. Now we're done. Let's save this. Now we move on to Freemium. And don't forget, if you do want to purchase the past template, just go to smarthelping.com or get in the link below, description box below, and it'll be right there. This template, $75 one-time fee. So next up, Freemium. And like I said, we're going to use, so we don't need this anymore. We'll get the web or app subscription traffic conversion model. This one, this one has these sensitivities. I'm trying to find a base, a good, well, first let's open Freemium. So this is here. This one's got, so this one's a little bit more complicated because, oh no, this is a simple one. I was thinking of the network or marketplace model. All right, yeah, this one should be easy, very straightforward. We actually don't have a control tab, so we'll have to add that in. But there's not a whole bunch of complexity here, so this should be a good integration. We don't, I mean, technically, this is a good, the pass is good, we just don't need the inventory, which is, I guess, fine. So to do these integrations, usually I use a three-statement model, but I'm going to try and use this as a base template. So we don't need this. So first things you got to do, we got to add all our tabs that we're going to add in, and then we're going to try to copy and paste all the logic from the three-statement modeling into here and update the references, and that's the fastest way to do it. I just want to see how many revenue slots do we do here? Two revenues. And on this, what do we got for revenue? Okay, we got two revenues. Add revenue and monthly subscriptions. So that fits fine. Okay, good. So let's add, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that'll be the three statement model integration. Then we need cap table, CapEx. We no longer will need this. So 6. So what did I say? CapEx, cap table. We'll have to put in the inventory tab, even though we're not using it, we can delete it. I just need to get every reference. Terminal value, global control. See anything else here? Debt schedule, we'll have to rename that. Update this so this can be dynamic. So I believe that was the right way. Let me see. So if this is 6, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 2, perfect. Anything else we gotta have? Startup costs, inventory, terminal value. I think that's it. Global control. All right, so now let's put the names in here. So global control, which is just going to do the assumptions that kind of drive the general environment of the model, the timing, exit stuff. Index, we'll have to update that. I also want to make these light yellow, and actually that yellow is not the right one. Got to come up one more. This is white. And cells will be adjustable based on this shade. Oh, that's not the right blue, I don't think. So over the years I've gotten, that's it. I've gotten more formalized and congruent with my formatting convention. So that's one main thing we're updating here. All right, so income statement dash M. These all have to be named the same as from what the import sheet is. Income statement dash A. Balance sheet dash M. And they all have to be, can't be one string that has to have a space or else it won't work. For the integration, import, and cash flow dash M dash. Then we've got cap table. I really wish I would have changed the color of these tabs before I made them, or before I started copying. Base tab, cap X, terminal value, inventory 1. Let's update this validation tab too. If we, yep, validation needs to be validation 1. All right, I think I got everything. Income statement A. Oh, you know what? We're gonna update. So I'm gonna rename this. Oh, get out of here. News. Monthly detail. Annual detail. It's very simple. So freemium. So those are on every single model I've ever done is the monthly and annual details, but I just sometimes name them different. So we'll get congruent here. Monthly detail. That'll help things a lot actually with this. All right. Distributions. We'll do distributions 1. Before I go to integrate, I want to try and get every single tab name the same. That's just a summary tab. Oh, this doesn't have distributions because it's older, so that's fine. So we'll put that in. All right. I think we're good. So first things first, I'm going to take this, copy it in, and then what we do after that is we do need the trailing 12-month logic too. What we're going to do after this is simply hit find and replace all the references to the workbook with blank, and then we should be have all the logic imported, and then it's just a matter of finessing all of the references. There, and I'll leave these highlighted for future use. last statement, cash flow. Just scooting these all back up and over before I save it. All right, gotta update the colors on all this. Oh no, these actually, so these I like to do dark. I'll do darker color. So you can really see on the tabs what is what section. And then these are all light yellow. These are all inputs, assumption tabs that we don't need. And then these summary tabs I like to do in this dark color. Oh, these visuals are kind of cool. A little bit different looking on the top. I like them though. Change this. To move all this over. Yeah, we're all over the place on our organization of these tabs, so let's fix that. All this stuff needs to come over. I like to do global, and then we'll do revenue and expenses. Then we get into those three statements, and then all, you know what? You put all these over here in front. So we've got our financial statements in the back now. And you kind of build the model up front and then kind of work your way back. That's good. Now what? Let's see. So we've got all the statements in. Let's get all the ancillary stuff in. So cap table is definitely an import. Cap table, capex, definitely another big import one. Let's see what else. Terminal value. Yep, get that in there. Just debt schedule. We have a couple things we'll have to do on this, but that's fine. Startup cost is already there. Distributions, we could put that in. It won't be worked on for a bit. We'll have to get much further in the template. And this is actually a summary. All right. Oh, almost the most important thing, the global control tab's got to come on. Bring this over. The only thing we're not using from this, from the past model, is going to be the inventory. But the nice thing about that is it shouldn't really affect any of the positioning. We just remove the inventory rows that we don't need. All right. So that's base model, base model. This is all new, 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 new. And that's in there. This is new. Executive summary will update as we go here. All right, I think we're ready to do the magic. So what we go to find them. First of all, there's the reference. So anything that says bracket product as a service, pass v3.0, the XLS. We want to copy this. And we go find, where's the replace? Dang it, this Titan ribbon is kind of annoying. Oh, right now I'm streaming on my TV, and I've been for a while now, ever since I hurt my back and got sick. But um, honestly, I could probably move back to my office, but it's kind of nice laying back and doing this. But the issue is the resolution and stuff on the TV is so much worse than the computer monitor. So now I got to deal with this. It's okay. I mean, it's not a big deal. Where is my find and replace? Oh, the little uh, spyglass. Okay. All workbooks. We go paste. So make sure that went in right. So we want to replace that with a blank, the whole workbook. We're going to pray when I hit replace all that we didn't miss anything, and all the logics that should then be synced to this workbook without references to the old workbook that I just pasted in. So here we go, replace all. Dang it, it didn't work. All right, what are we missing? Cap tables there. Terminal value. It's got to be something to do with, let's go to the cap table. Global control. Oh, shoot, I put global assumptions. Okay, now that'd be the problem. That needs to say global control. Let me try this again. Okay, so everything else worked. Let me try to undo this. Undo, undo. Okay, everything's back to how it was. Now hit replace all again. There we go. Okay. So now at least all the references are referencing each other and not the other workbook. And now I just got to update all the formulas, and then that's what we do on the stream here, integrating all this. I also want to check. I don't know if I did this check on the other workbook when I finished it earlier. in the stream, but let's do a quick one way to check if you make, especially if you're pasting stuff from other workbooks, you want to do this. Search for .xls across the whole workbook. Find. Okay, good. We don't want to find anything. Okay, that's good. All right, so freemium. And you know what? It's really fun to take an old template like this as a freemium. I did it a long time ago when I was just, I was still, well, let's see. When did I start? When did I do this one? Let's go over to this real quick. I'm kind of curious. What's going on, viewers? We're having fun here, just building an empire. So it's back here. Let me go. I think it's in 2016 I did it. Let's see. It's kind of freemium. No, it must have been 17. Must have been 17. Let's see. Here's when I moved into the trailer. Then we saved up and got a house. It's really, I mean, financial modeling really changed my whole life. Like figuring out that I could do this stuff and, obviously my accounting background helped, but it really allowed me the freedom to not have to have a regular job, and I get to work on whatever I want, do stuff that's fun to me, and it's the dream, really. Where did I do the freemium model at? Is that 2018? Let's see. Freemium. Here it is, July of 2018. So that's when I first built this. So you can see we had a lot of the base logic, like you've got assumptions, revenue, expenses, some summaries, a detail on the P&L, monthly and annual, an executive summary, and that was kind of it. So now, and there was no global control on this. So now we're going to add all this stuff in here. We're not removing any of the logic, we're just adding. Um, we're going to update a lot of these formatting conventions. But it's like going into an old thing and just giving it a full upgrade. This really feels good to do it. So that the model can really reach its full potential on what it has to offer. I'm also not changing the prices on anything. So all these upgrades are not coming with any price increases at all. Just making them better. Oh, so another thing you can do is you can highlight, hold control down if you want to format multiple ranges at once. But I believe I tried to do other tabs. You have to do it on one tab at a time, from what I experienced last time doing this. Get everything to the new color. These are all imported, so they're fine. Freeze. Now sometimes if you highlight and then extend one, it extends them all there, did it? Okay. Remove grid lines from everything. Also, I don't like this light blue here. We're going to just make this a standard gray. Same with this here. It's just more professional, just a gray. Whoa. That's good. Date these. A lot of formatting updates, but that's all right. We'll get to this later. Just trying to do all the color stuff right now. All right, and you know what? We'll keep the light blue on these. It's okay. It's not that bad. I'll just leave it. This will actually be a calculation now. Depreciation. Yeah, we'll just leave that. That's fine. Okay. Did I update everything with the coloring? I believe so. Now the next 1 sec. The next thing we got to do is, so this start year is no longer relevant, but I'm sure, yeah, we're just going to zero it out. That's now going to be on the global control right there. Oh, we'll call this the Freemium LLC. Yeah, we'll use trailing 12 months revenue. That's fine. So here we do want to start month, but what's nice is he's actually already referenced the validation tab, which we're not changing. That's good. This is just going to simply equal. We already did the formula on global control for the start month. C5. And then that should be good. Yep. I'll pick a date that's part of the model. These assumptions are all fine. Nothing's broken here. Just updating dates. So on this model, the freemium, it's I tried. So I remember doing some work for a freemium business, and after that, I realized you need a specific model to do it right. Like you need a good template. It's different than a regular SaaS, and so we have here. You can do start month of traffic, your monthly traffic, the percentage of visitors that convert to a free service, and the month that that starts. So essentially, you could have traffic with no service, but most likely this free service will probably start when your traffic starts. And then after that, you've got assumptions for how many impressions you think you'll get, the revenue per 1,000 impressions, and churn rate of that free pool. And then you've got conversion. So this is a little bit like the traffic conversion model that has 5 pricing tiers. Obviously, there's some differences. Like uh, this only has one pricing tier, so it's like Netflix, but with a free. It's like kind of think of a streaming service where they allow you to watch for free, but you have ads, and then you could pay for no ads. And then there's a churn rate of the free pool, or I mean the paid pool, going back to the free pool, and then churn of the paid pool closing their account, and then there's a percentage of that traffic that signs up for paid services directly. So your typical freemium, you can come on for free, you got ads, and then at some point If you want to pay for better service, no ads, you can do that. And then this model handles all the logic. Let's see, we got to update all these. Just stagger. Remember, when you're using any template that I've done, you don't want to just update one date and drag it down, because it always needs to be the first month. Otherwise, your expense will happen and start in the next month. So you always want the first month of the first day of the month. And you can do that by either selecting 2 months that are the same. Like here, I could go Jan and Jan. And if I highlight both and drag it down, it keeps the right formatting. See, it's 1-1 the whole time. But if I go, let's see, February here, let's see if I drag this down, it's going to go Feb 2-2, 2-3, 2-4. See, that's going to give you some problems. So it's just a side note. Or you could just manually go in and select the months for each when each fixed expense starts, and that would work. I've been thinking of possibly a different way of doing the start month for expenses, because this is in like every single template I do, just for fixed cost schedule. And I don't really know a better way other than, like, you could go and define, instead of defining months, I could have it so you just define the how many months into the financial model does each one start, but then you don't have a sense of the timing really as much. So this gives a sense of the timing. Taxes. We don't need this. We're going to have our own tax stuff or logic from the integration. All right. Yeah, all I'm doing right now is updating dropdowns. Validation. Ooh, it's already 11 o'clock. Feeling okay. We'll go longer here. Don't be shy to say something too if you have questions or ideas for models or anything. I'm actually in the process of trying to think of a couple metaverse models to do, which the metaverse is kind of like, it's not Web3. I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it. It's like the interconnection of everything, I guess is an okay way to describe it. We'll just stagger these two. Oh, I also want to make all the grid lines soft, so we'll go line style soft. I really like the way this looks compared to the flat line. We always keep the building one separate from the other fixed expenses. All right, so these lines are all good. These I didn't even put lines in, that's fine. Here we got to update. So let's get these all lined up. Or if you have questions about me, I like to, I have hobbies and stuff if you're curious. Play a lot of basketball. Grew up playing basketball in high school, and video games. I'm trying to so video games, I played a lot as a kid, then I stopped playing quite a bit. In my 20s, I didn't even play really. And then I got back into it, and now I've kind of got back out of it. to work more on stuff like this. But what I found in video games is I would always try to make money in video games, like gold or whatever you were in, and I realized I can do the same thing but in real life. And you know, hence came the Smart Helping template marketplace, and I like doing that. So I'm like, why am I doing this in a video game? I might as well just do it in real life, and that was a huge step in my professional development and just being able to survive and not be miserable. All right, these, you know what? I never put lines on these. Let's put some lines on this section. Soften these up. Okay, looking good. So we've got the years updated. This is all updated. I don't think there's anywhere else we got to update. We can start on the three. Oh, yep, one more place. Change the format of this date too. Uh, Data validation. Or no, I don't want that. I want format. I'm hoping this is also a lot easier for you guys to see. I know the last couple months I've been streaming, I think you could only see the row 20 on my screen and like up to like half the columns. So it's probably really a lot harder to follow along. Now you can see the whole thing. So it's 11:06. I'm going to go a little bit longer here. We'll see if anybody else comes in. But we're getting close to being done here. So formatting these, you can see the find and replace got this part updated. But now, so income statement, we've got to make all these 15 in width. What's nice is all of the references to like this depreciation part, that's all automated. All the tax stuff, terminal value references. So what we're doing here, I mean, let's just start. So this is going to be subscription revenue and then ad revenue. And we'll go monthly detail. So total subscription revenue, monthly recurring revenue is this number. And ad revenue is right here. And let's just sanity check this real quick. I just want to see how we're calculating the ending MMR real quick. So that, see now this might be, so let's check here. So this was the old style. You take the previous, but here's the problem. If you raise your prices, let's see, in year 2, we're going to $8 now. So now let's go back to our monthly detail. In year 2, check this here. So January 2023, we have this many users, and they're paying now, what did I say, $8? Yeah, not 750. So we're out only like it's a 0.01%. It's not a huge difference, but it is different. So you can see you're starting at 750, which is this. See, that should be, so that was your beginning MR. And note the more recent SaaS models I've done, um, I've gotten a lot better at retention modeling and cohort modeling. So the enterprise SaaS, the mobile app, the general mobile app, well, this is actually the traffic conversion. The general mobile app, and I think that's it. The general mobile app one, the enterprise SaaS has the advanced retention rate logic, and the main difference is how churn works, and you're calculating the revenue of a cohort for the month over the across the entire model instead of just applying a general um, rate to everybody. You see, was there any other ones I did that for? I think those were the main ones. So, and this is something I've had to update on all the SaaS models as I've gone through them here, and it's not a huge difference. Like I said, it's what we're talking about 2,900 users, a difference of about $150 off 22,000. So it's not a huge difference. You probably won't even notice, but it is a difference. So what we want this to actually do, instead of this summing up, instead of this taking the previous month ending MRR, we actually want to take the users. So we're going to use this formula right here for this. And we want to multiply that user count by the revenue. So see, 2983 is the number we wanted for starting MRR. Now, also, it wouldn't matter if you are just taking the ending user count in this ending MRR and multiplying it by your price, but we're not in this case. So, and now if you see, if we divide this by ending users, 840, that should be our ending price, $8.40. You can see here 840. Now, it's not relevant if your prices don't change over time. It doesn't even matter at all. But if it does, if they do, then you need to be doing it that way if you're using this style. There's different styles to use. Okay. Yeah, I figured that would have to be updated. So that's small update. Let's check. How did I do did I even have an exit month? This model might not have had an exit. It just assumes it goes through to the end of the last year, it looks like, which is fine, but we're going to update it so that oh wait, revenue assumption. Yeah, this just assumed it went through the full 5 years. So we will update this so that it's a dynamic end month, as well as options to include terminal value or not. There's all kinds of cool stuff we're going to do here. Yeah, this doesn't have anything to stop it at a given month. Just checking here. Okay. Ah, here we go. Yep, assumed exit in year 5. Okay. Just want to make sure that's what the assumption was. And that's no problem. So, okay, we fixed the MRR calc. Let me check these. These are just, yep, that's good. Okay. Yeah, and if you want to see, I'll pull up one real quick so you can see. Let's just do like the general mobile app one because it's simpler. So this model, it's kind of like a freemium one, but I don't, let's see, did I do? Yes, so this one has freemium, but it also has in-app purchases and ad revenue, so it's a little bit more in depth. Now you can see here the monthly detail on these paid users. Actually, it's a little bit different because it's in-app, but it's the same concept. So this, I actually used a matrix, and let's go to the cohort. This is actually the most, so remaining free users. So it's the same thing for paid, but you can see how you track when they come on the given month, you track that monthly user cohort over time. And that's what you multiply the revenue by, whatever, depending on the month they joined. And you can also do assumptions where they increase their average contract value, so you might have less over time, but then maybe you get more from those that stay. All that logic is much more complex. You have to have matrices to do that. So the enterprise SaaS and the general mobile app ones are the only two right now that have those in my SaaS bundle. The other ones work just like a standard churn. You have users that you add, and then there's some average churn rate, and then that's defines how many are left, and you multiply that by the price. The other main reason why you might need the matrix style logic is if the contracts are not month to month, if they're annual, or if they're like 16-month or 6-month or have different terms. In those cases, you really need the matrix tabs to have better referencing. So that's what I figured out over time, and that's, you can see the evolution of the models based on that. All right, go back over here. Oh, we got a couple users in here, guys. Don't forget, like the video, subscribe. Doing a lot of free educational services here. Obviously, I'm benefiting by promoting my templates, but it's great to have you guys. All right, where were we? I've just been rambling about random stuff here. Oh, so we did ad revenue. That's in here. We updated the MR calc. Cost of goods sold. Let's see. We don't have to worry about inventory. Let's clear that. Cost of goods sold. Go to our monthly detail. Oh, we got a whole bunch here. So total cost of goods sold. This number. Honestly, after doing these, this is the 6th integration. I feel like it's harder to do the formatting in references. Or it's the formatting is almost harder than the references, but that's because I've got the reference logic or the reference tasks down to a T. All right, that's fine. So expense categories. Did I break them up here? So we did cost of goods sold. Oh yeah, so we got G&A. Oh nope, sales and marketing was first. Hold on. We'll just keep that order. So sales and marketing, and then G&A. R&D, and then startup costs will be this here. Okay. Total OPEX. Just sum this all the way across. And then EBITDA, earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, amortization. Flows right down from here. Interest. Summing up the debt schedule, that's fine. CapEx, this looks fine. It's all through the depreciation, which is based on the CapEx schedule. And then all of this is already referenced because we put in the global control that matched this, so we don't have to really update anything on the tax part of it. That's really awesome. That's all good. Okay, so monthly income statement is all set. The annual, all we got to do is extend this. Go 15 here, hide grid lines, freeze. I mean, we'll be really cooking. If I can do like 3 of these a week with this, because I finally got a really nice flow, I mean, that'd be super productive. Because as soon as I get done with all these, I've got I've done, so this is the 6th or the 7th, I can't remember. The 7th? Um, I've got like 50 more. Once those are all done, I can start building new templates as well. Oh, hey, Grenville, just saw you there. Sorry about that. I have no good way to see my chat really with this setup I have. How's it going? I guess I could pull up on my phone. Let me see. It'd be easier than I could just stay on here. Yeah. Okay, Grenville, I can see if you typed anything or if anybody does. I'll put that right there. All right, annual income statement should be just summing up all of this stuff. Our check is already in there. Wow, that is so smooth. So that's fine. Oh wow, and my grouping stayed that I poured it in. That's awesome. Uh oh, duh. I'm on the product as a service template. Hold on, that's the one we used. Okay, let's get back over to freemium. So annual. This is matched as well, so that's good. The groupings did not come over, which I didn't think they should. Balance sheet. We'll just format this. But usually with financial statements, it's always like a puzzle. You got to work on one part, then the next, then the next, then the next. Make sure everything's all balanced. Go 15 column width on all these. So really, the balance sheet is not what you want to work on second. You want to work on the cash flow statement and then the balance sheet. But I'm just doing some formatting here while I'm in here. Real quick. Yeah, the freemium one should be pretty quick to do. I mean, if I really wanted to, I might be able to finish it today, but I don't think no reason to get super rush on it. Grenville, what's going on? Where do you hail from, or what industry? Are you a modeler, business owner? Because I never know. I always like to hear what perspective people are coming here with. A student. freeze, grid lines. All right. Maybe we'll do a little bit of the cash flow. Let's see, we don't need this. So customer receipts, that looks good. Income statement C9. Yep. OpEx. What did I put here? 25 and 13. Okay, that looks good. Interest looks right. Taxes, those will be updated later. And one thing I always try to communicate is that a template is never a perfect. It should represent how logic is working in your business correctly, but it's never going to be a perfect, accurate thing as far as you don't know how many users you might sign up and your conversion percentage might not be the same. But the purpose of it is to say, well, if this, and that happen, here's what it looks like financially. And it's very important for pricing, for planning, budgeting, all that stuff. Okay, that's good. CapEx is fine. This is good. All right, so this is what's going on here. Oh, that'll be updated once we update the monthly. So the main reason why I have a monthly detail that runs into an three statement model is I use the monthly detail to figure out the minimum cash required as well as to show, because income statements aren't going to and balance sheet aren't going to give you the detail of users and everything. So I like the detail for that as well as to figure out the minimum cash position on a monthly basis. And then I could take that to solve the model for how much the minimum equity needed for things to be successful or not go bankrupt based on all the assumptions. And then that number can then flow into um, the cash flow, which will happen at the sale of company stock. And we can't do any of that till I update the monthly detail with these extra items. Did I even do cumulative? Oh yeah, here it is. So 160 is what we want to target on our global. So this should be 160. Let me see any other references. Actually, that's fine. Terminal value. So we want trailing 12 months of revenue. Let's go. So that's income statement row 9 if 71 is 1. So that's correct. 9 and then the 71. Okay, that's good. So on this, we will have to do a bit of logic when we go and put in the monthly detail to stop it if it's past the end month. What was I? Oh, terminal value. Okay, so that looks like a good number. This multiple's good. This valuation flows into there. Now in our monthly detail, we no longer assume this has to happen in the final. There's going to be a lot of updates, a lot of little updates. Not too hard, it'll just take time. But like this is obviously not going to be hard coded to the last month. Same with this. That schedule's fine. This is no longer relevant. Okay, so we'll pick back up on this. The good thing is that was very easy to go from the previous past model into this, mainly because they're similar templates and there wasn't any extra complexity here. Uh, but I'm still going to have to do a lot of finessing and changing of these formulas on the cash flow part at least, and exit values and all that. But it shouldn't be too bad. We'll do that tomorrow. Startup costs are fine. We'll have to update this. Okay. I mean, I'll probably get close to being done with this tomorrow, I think. So freemium. Now, where would we be at? Let's see. Oh, wow. We're up to 3 viewers at one point. That's a high for me. Now, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but trust me, if you can get people to come in and watch you do financial modeling, it's pretty cool because it's very boring. The not boring part of it is if you're actually you needed this, for your startup or you had to provide this to investors because you're trying to raise money or just vet something. Obviously, in that at that point, it becomes very, very interesting to you. Or if you're trying to learn how to do this because you want to make money being a financial modeler yourself. If you're not those people, then I guess it's hard to be for this to be interesting unless you just like logic and math. Then it can be cool to see some of the stuff that's going on. So we did the franchisor licensing integration. That was the last new template I built, so I just did it to that one. Then we did the 5-year SaaS, so that's 2. Equipment rentals 3. Traffic conversion SaaS, that's 4. Car wash 5. Product and service 6. Okay, so freemium, this is the 7th one we're on. And then we've got professional services firm, general mobile app. This will be a cool one to do with the new, you'll see that retention logic more in depth. Um, but all right, it's 11:30. I am gonna peace out unless someone has some questions. I am open to talk about anything. If you have questions in the chat, you know, I'm here. If you have, I mean, it doesn't have to be about financial modeling, but I get very little interaction because it's just gonna the stream's small right now. But that's something that would be more fun for me if I had more interaction from people. So if you have something to say or want to just anything, I could talk for a bit here before I go. And I do I've got not just startup templates. I've got stuff for if you're in accounting, you need to track receivables. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff in here that I've built. Counting ratios, cash conversion cycle, payroll tracker, inventory with the 3-statement model. This one's cool for if you have like payment terms that are different, like you pay some up front and some later. This shows you how the proper logic to do for a 3-statement model to get that right. Here's our 3-statement base model that I use for all these integrations to start with. Receivables, budgeting, inventory. Oh, this was so I don't talk about this one enough. The cost of goods sold inventory template based on FIFO, first in, first out. This was probably one of the top pieces of logic I've ever done, ever. And I really like it. And it's really helped a lot of people. I've always had positive feedback from anybody that's gotten it. And usually they come and say, I've been trying to do this forever and I couldn't figure it out. I can't believe, this is how, this works. And it just works for people. It's really cool. And this is definitely an accounting one. So a lot of stuff there. Some Google Sheet stuff for HR tracking, for employee tracking, payroll. There's all kinds of stuff here. HR tool fire and hiring planner for attrition, Gantt schedules, KPI with a scoring system. That one's a nice one for literally any organization. Do we have anything? All right, guys. Well, you don't got nothing to say. I'm headed out for the day. Come back tomorrow. I stream every day at 10 a.m. Eastern, and I love doing this. It's really fun. So no matter if there's any 0 people in here, 1, 2, or 5, or 1,000, I'll be doing the same thing. So hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you